What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Times.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? Welcome to Monday's episode. This should be 325, if my calculations are correct.
It's close.
Somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah,
somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Definitely continue to tune in. Monday and Tuesday are topics. Wednesdays are discussion. And then Fridays we talk about everything else. So no cybersecurity, just movies, books, TV shows, things of that nature. So without further ado, I'll give it to Shannon.
All right, everybody. This article actually comes from NBCnews.com. It's by Ryan Nobles, Frank Thorpe, Zoe Richards, and Kevin Collier. And this one is titled "Data Breach Hits Hundreds of Lawmakers and Staff on Capitol Hill," right? So they end up getting their hands on a letter obtained by NBC News, and the FBI was able to purchase some of the hack material on the dark web. So they had a significant data breach, and the FBI was like, all right, let's see what we actually have here. And they actually did purchase some and verify that, yeah, it was actual material related to some members on Capitol Hill. So what it was actually an attack on the DC Health Link, what do you call it? Exchange, the health exchange, for the Obamacare. But
right.
Yeah, so it actually has several members of Congress and there's Capitol Hill staff that are actually subscribe to this and are a part of this. And there was actually some personally identifiable information that was leaked because of it. So in the article, it's kind of different, right? So there's one part where they say there was no PII exposed, but later on in the article, it talks about how Social Security numbers were exposed. And I'm like, well, isn't that PII? Like, I thought, that'd be PII is your Social Security number. But
right. I think they misspoke. I think they were trying to say no, PHI was exposed.
That's what makes more sense, right? Yeah. So like I read it and I was like, well, PII, Social Security number is PII, but PHI is the health information. That probably wasn't exposed. That makes more sense. I think that's probably what it was, and it was just a typo in there. But they do actually talk about how, yes, there was some there was some PII exposed, and what do you think they offered? So what do you think they offered once they had a data breach, right?
Like, it had to be that LifeLock or its equivalent.
Credit services, right? Credit services,
right.
Like, hey, we're sorry this happened to you. Please take this. You know what I mean? Doesn't really do much for you, right? Like, and honestly, like nowadays, it's one of those things where anybody who's done anything in technology already has it anyway, because they've been hacked by T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, or whomever, right? Like working for the government even, right? Like the government's been hacked to where they're like
OPM.
OPM, exactly, right? So like it's already being offered to you, but that's what they offered up to everybody. But yeah, so the Capitol Police are assisting the FBI with the investigation, right? Because this happened. So my hope is that because it affected people that are making laws on this, that they take it a little bit more serious. And I know this administration has been very on top of it and been on the ball about when it comes to, ransomware and cyber attacks and things like that. But maybe this was a lot of fire under them to be like, hey, we need to put a little bit more into this, being as how now it affects us, right? Like it's different when you're not sitting in the ivory tower, you know what I mean? And just watching it all go down and be like, oh, that's sad. Let's just throw a little bone out to them. Now they got you now, you know what I mean? So maybe you'll do something about it. But yeah, this was it could be an eye-opening thing for them. We'll see. Maybe there'll be some articles later in the week. Stay tuned. You never know. Maybe this did spark something that happened, and maybe where it made them take a little bit of action. But we'll see. But Ryan, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm of the same mindset. Like now we'll see legislation because of the impact, right? Like it hit them right where it hurts. So it was the DC Health Link is the DC Health Benefit Exchange. So that's what was hit. So 170,000 people. So that's like the whole North Capital region and then some, right? I definitely think that something will come about this. Like, luckily, PHA was not leaked as well, because in my head that could be used for not ransom but blackmail, right? Like, okay, no, people, your constituents may not know this about you. Like you have this illness, you have this it could be anything far reaching, like STD, who knows, right? It's this dirt they can throw on you during the campaign time. So what's crazy though is how big that area is to be 170,000 people's information to be leaked. I think they said they posted 11 as example of like this is the information that we have, and then later on in the article, like you said, you get the update where they said that it's been pulled off of the market because it's been sold. So whether that be to good guys or bad guys, we'll see. Like hopefully, I don't know. I don't know if the Department of Justice or FBI would purchase it to keep it off of the exchange, right? I don't know if that would be a tactic because you're not supposed to negotiate with terrorists, right? In this case, the bad actors being that thing, but they are pretty good at tracing money. So I mean, if they did pay them, they'd be able to find out where that money went and then track them down. So I all speculation, but that information has been pulled down because it's in someone's possession now, and it probably impacts a large majority of congressmen and women, because I would assume the majority of them would be on the Affordable Health Care Act. Like how can you push something on someone and not use it yourself? But like, who knows, right? Like they have the best healthcare in the world, so maybe they have something different. But yeah, we'll see. More to come probably throughout the week. This is back from Wednesday, I want to say. So I would assume by next Wednesday. So after you've heard this, there should be an update with more information. Hopefully it'll be a good news story where it's like the Department of Justice or the FBI or someone has caught them, and here are the results, and this is how we did it. So we'll see how that goes, but definitely continue to tune in throughout the week. So again, Monday and Tuesday are our topics. Wednesday is a discussions week, and then Friday's everything else. So movies, books, games, all that good stuff. Hit us up at all of our websites. They go by our name. You can hit me up personally. I am at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Clubhouse. Stay safe, stay secure.